We have two sons, Billy and David. Because of where I grew up and lived all my life, the Angels are my team. The Anaheim Angels are my team. Now, I know Artie Moreno likes to call them the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, but I ask all of you, where in Los Angeles is Anaheim? I'm just saying, right? I love baseball. How many of you all know that March 28th is opening day of the 2019? It's like a holiday for me. A new season beginning, and anything is possible. Maybe this year will be it. Maybe this year we will get back to the World Series where we're going. What is unique about baseball? Baseball is the only sport in which the defense has possession of the ball. Think about that. Every other sport, the offense has the ball. But in baseball, it's the defense. They also have a lot of quirky rules that, in their own weird way, do make some logical sense. An example of that would be the infield fly, where an umpire deems it's an infield fly and calls the batter out before the ball's even caught. That's to avoid forced outs at other bases. And so it makes sense, but at the same time, it's kind of a quirky rule. I truly fell in love with the game of baseball when my oldest son turned 5 and we signed him up for Little League. I was a stay-at-home mother at the time, and I also had this disease called volunteeritis. So I was the room mom, I was the playground supervisor, I was the Cub Scout den leader, I was the PTA president, so of course I became the Little League president. I couldn't help myself. Being the PTA president means that you have to know all the rules, because I had to be the enforcer. When someone would try to do something wrong, I had to be the one to go, no, Rule 314.7 says you can't do that. So as my children became older and therefore more expensive, and they also didn't need me around as much because they were in school all day, it was time for me to go back to work. And I didn't want to go back to a job where I was chained to my desk. That's what led me to real estate. Real estate is a very flexible career. I set my own schedule. If someone wanted to meet with me at a certain time, say 3 o'clock, I'd say, I have another appointment, I'm sorry. But if, if they wanted to meet with me at 3, I would say, I'm sorry, I have an appointment at 3, I can see you at 7. They didn't need to know that my 3 o'clock appointment was to pick my kids up from school, take them to baseball practice, bring them home, start dinner, and move on from there. Also, all my contacts through volunteering gave me a huge sphere of influence. Most of those people trusted me with their children, which means they typically trusted me with the sale of their largest asset that was also emotional, because that's where those children slept. As my career progressed, I became a top producing agent. I was then asked to transfer to this office and help manage and grow the team. Managing realtors is like herding cats. They are all independent contractors, which means I can't require them to do anything. My volunteer work in a leadership role helped me to be uniquely qualified to lead a team of realtors. You have to know how hard to push them without pushing them away. My ability to interpret rules also makes me good at understanding contracts and how to use them. I'm good at knowing precisely what the contract says and where it says it. I also have an ability to teach from all my work with children. I'm not necessarily saying that realtors are like children, but yeah, they really are. Baseball has taught me many things that translate into being a good manager and leader. It helped me make a lot of friends and acquaintances that later became clients. It taught me how to be flexible in leadership. It taught me how to persuade people to do things instead of ordering them around. And it taught me how to interpret contracts and rules. I always say I can win